Welcome to the Paper Snob. Today I'm going to be working with PinkFresh Fridays. This is a hop that is hosted by Joanne Bartel. There will be some links in my description box below so that you can visit all the other YouTubers who are creating with this month's PinkFresh Friday hop. I am going to be using Simply the Best collection from PinkFresh Studio. I don't think I have any extras from other companies in here at all. I think everything on my desk except for the cardstock is PinkFresh Studios. So I'm going to speed you up and do a little bit of mixed media, and I'll be right back. So I have chosen two of my PinkFresh Studio ink pads, Olive, and I can't remember the name of the other one, but I was trying to match this paper collection as closely as possible. Initially, I thought I would use the brushes to put the ink onto my paper, but then I decided to just do some ink smooshing, which is why I didn't have my plastic cut in half already. I'm wanting to go with more green in this background than the blue because my son's picture, he is of course in marine camo and it matches a little bit better. Blue and green is one of my favorite color combos, so this is kind of fun for me. I'm going to be a little more stingy with this blue, like I said, and I'm just kind of popping it here and there. I'm not going to put it all over the background like I did with the green. I've let my background dry, and now I'm going to start trimming down my pattern papers. Of course, I'm going to take off the branding strips first. I do not save PinkFresh Studio branding strips because they're not pretty like some of the others. And to be really honest with you, I don't actually save very many of my other brands' branding strips either. So I'm trying to decide how much of this I'm going to cut, and I end up, I believe, cutting 4 inches or so. And now I'm going to cut an 1.5 inch strip off of this because I'm going to tear it, and I'm going to tuck it underneath the stripe and make it a torn border. Now, as I'm tearing off this little piece here, I'm thinking I'm just going to throw it away, but then I realize it looks really, really good on top of the stripe at the top, so I end up saving that piece that I've torn off, and I use it. The striped piece of paper is actually 5 inches wide, not 4. And I'm going to tuck this piece here on the back side of it and put it down all at once onto the background. Now you saw me spin my background around because I was trying to get some of the blue to show on the bottom, because most of my embellishments are going to be around that striped area, and I'm wanting to show off some of that mixed media that I just did. I am using the Simply the Best packaging piece as a light colored matte for my photo before I matte it with some pattern paper. I am going to matte it with the back of the tag pattern paper. I have already cut out all the tags that I want off that backing, and I'm just going to use it to matte this photo, and then that piece is actually going to be all gone. Awesome. The problem is little old me would like to buy another set of these papers because I really, really like the color scheme, and I really, really like that they are more boyish than most of the other PinkFresh Studio papers that I have in my collection. Collection, I meant stash, but stash, collection, same difference, right? I mean, I'm collecting a stash? Anyway. As I finish up matting this photo, I'm doing what I always do, and I'm just guessing. I'm not measuring anything. I just guess, I eyeball it, and this is where my photo is going to end up. Now, this photo of my son, he is not a happy camper. He is in the field doing a field op for the Marine Corps, and he is not an outside person at all, which cracks me up because he chose infantry as his MOS in the Marine Corps. He's just not an outdoorsy person, so camping, not his thing. It was really, really funny when I got this picture. I had had intended on using the light gray tag for my journaling, and you saw I kind of set it to the side because I didn't like it. And so now I'm just going to kind of play around with the placement of these items. I really wanted to use this double frame underneath the photo and the tags, and I wanted to use a couple of the little pieces of ephemera. Normally I wouldn't put this many words on a layout, but they just seem to really fit this photo and my thoughts about this photo. So I'm just moving things around and kind of deciding where I want to place them. The "Can't Stop Smiling" is a reference to me because that photo just cracks me up, and I actually really love the photo. Now, I have shown the completed layout to my son, and he's like, yeah, that was a bad day. I really was unhappy that day. And I said, I know, I remember. I had stolen the photo off of his timeline on Facebook because it was just funny. And here's where you see me take that little strip of paper that I tore off the gray piece on the bottom of the striped piece, and I'm just going to add it to the very top and kind of bring in the tearing at the top as well. I really liked how that ended up looking. I'm still trying to decide what pieces that I want to put on this layout, and I'm checking out those frames and all the little tiny bits and pieces on it just to see if I can bring any more. I don't want to put another frame on there, but I'm really considering the tiny camera, and I do believe it ends up making it on the layout. I look at the stickers and kind of decide that I'm just not going to use any of those either. But I did pull off some of the puffy sticker pieces to put on the layout. I really wish I had some more of those little, I don't know what you call that, little burst of star. I don't know what it is, but I wish I had a couple more of those, but I used them on a previous layout, so they're all gone. I am going to add to the title, and I title this layout, "My Son is Legendary." I don't know about you, but I think my son is a superhero because he serves our country, and I think that the title is fitting. I know that I'm not getting my letters straight right here. I am being very careful not to fully stick them down so that I can move them. When I go off camera to glue everything else down, I do use my clear quilting ruler to get them straight on my background. So I think at this point I have mostly decided that I've got what I want on this layout, and I know that I am wanting to stamp a journaling spot below that bottom title. Alright, I glued everything down off camera. I used this stamp. Pretty sure this is in either a Close to My Heart stamp or an Allie Edwards journaling stamp. I just keep it on this block, that's why I'm not sure until I see the packaging again, and oh yeah, that's where that stamp came from. I used VersaFine and my handy dandy little stamp thingamabop. I'm going to go ahead and add some splatters. I'm going to use this token from the Midway collection. This is from October Afternoon. One of my super duper old sprays that like to spray sometimes, and most of the time they don't. But I thought I'd add some gray sprays on top of my other mixed media. I did also, of course, do the journaling off camera. I will put a close-up so that you can read it. Some of the reasons why I chose some of the sayings is because this was taken, of course, after my son moved out of the house, and I was missing him the day that this came across my news feed on Facebook, and the photo cracked me up. So, Can't Stop Smiling, it was definitely a mood booster. So that is, and I loved it, even though you can tell he's not incredibly happy in this photo. In fact, he was kind of miserable, he said. But it was funny to Mom, and That's what makes it worthwhile, is when your kids can crack you up. And mine definitely do on a daily basis. They're quite hilarious. So I want to thank you for stopping by my channel today. I hope that you enjoyed my video. There is a hop list down in the description box below my video. Make sure you check out everybody else who's hopping along with this PinkFresh Friday hop. There's some amazing creators in this hop, and you will completely have your socks blown away by all of the inspiration. So you have a great day. Bye.